A man's grandmother died. He needed to fly interstate for the funeral. Before he booked, he jumped on the airline's website and asked their chatbot whether he'd be able to claim a bereavement discount. The chatbot said yes. He booked his ticket, then asked the airline about the discount. The airline said no, that's not how it works. When he took them to tribunal, the airline's defense was that the chatbot was basically a separate entity, not their responsibility. And the tribunal called that argument remarkable. They lost. If a company with an entire legal team didn't think through what their automated system was communicating to customers, what does that mean for the rest of us? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you're at the highest risk of losing client trust in your business, and 3 places to focus on. Because the research is clear. Your clients don't want faster. They don't want cheaper. They want to be able to trust you. And right now, that matters more than anything you could automate. You've set up automated responses for new inquiries. You've got a chatbot on your website. You're sending AI-drafted follow-up emails because you genuinely don't have time not to. And then a client mentions they nearly went with someone else, not because you were slow to respond. The response was quick. It just didn't make sense for what they actually needed. Or you've been flat out on your content, posting consistently because that's what your competitors are doing. You're trying to keep up. So you've started using AI to help you get ahead of it. And your engagement has tanked. Not because you posted less, because everything sounds the same. Someone on the internet calls it AI slop. But your clients, they don't know what to call it. So they just stop responding. A referral falls through. Someone who usually sends you work didn't. And when you follow up, the reason was basically, I wasn't sure you'd actually pick up the phone. These seem like isolated problems, but when you join the dots, it's clear. While we were focused on fast-tracking the processes, all our clients really wanted was what only we could actually offer them. And technology could be causing more issues than you realize, if you're using it wrong. If you look at the research on this, the numbers are pretty confronting. Over 1,500 Australians were surveyed last year. 58% said they were afraid that if something went wrong, they wouldn't be able to get to a real person. Not worried, afraid. And when they asked how many Australians actually trusted businesses to use AI responsibly, the answer was 33%. That's it. The lowest of any country in the study. And yet most business owners are heading the other way, adding automation, pulling back on human contact, optimizing for speed. But here's what the same research found when Australians actually chose a business based on how it treated them. 90% trust, higher than price, higher than convenience, higher than anything else they could have chosen you for. The businesses that have worked this out have an advantage that's genuinely hard to compete with. Let me show you what your clients are actually looking for. Roy Morgan has been tracking trust in Australian brands for years, across nearly 25,000 Australians. The highest drivers of trust aren't product quality or price. They're honesty, ethical behaviour, and integrity. Not speed, not personalisation, not a frictionless experience. Those 3 words, that's what keeps coming up. CPM Australia looked at this from a different angle in 2024. When they asked Australians what excellent customer service actually looked like, the answer was a real person who knows what they're talking about and information you can rely on every time. Consistent, knowledgeable, human. 3 words. That's what your clients are telling you. Not in one survey, across tens of thousands of Australians over years of independent research. When a new client reaches out for the first time, what do they actually find? Not what you intended, what they actually land on. Is there a person on the other side of that first moment? Or is there an automation pretending to be one? Right, 3 rules. Where to put the human and where to put the AI. Rule 1, AI behind the scenes, you at the front door. AI handles the back office, drafting, admin, processing, sorting. You show up for the client. Not a bot, not a template, you. If your client's first interaction is automated, the problem starts right there, before you've even had a chance to say a word. That's exactly what happened with the airline. Their automated system made a commitment they had no intention of keeping. They didn't brief it properly. They didn't check what it was telling people. And when it went wrong, a tribunal told them they were responsible for every word it said. Your automated system speaks for you, whether you know what it's saying or not. Rule 2, consistent beats clever. Your clients aren't looking for you to surprise them. They need to know what to expect from you every time. The research is clear on this. Consistency and reliability outrank personalization. If it sounds like everyone else, it does more damage than saying nothing. Now, maybe you've trained your AI on your own content. Maybe it does sound like you. That's good. But if the relationship wasn't there before you started, it doesn't matter how good it sounds. You're just adding to the noise. It doesn't move anything forward. Rule 3, make it easy to reach a person. More than half of Australians are worried they won't be able to reach a real person when they actually need one. If your systems make it hard to reach you, you're confirming their worst fear. Make the path to you obvious and short. Your number is probably on your website, but does a new client, someone who's never dealt with you before, actually believe they'll hear back? There's a gap between I'm contactable and this person will actually pick up. That gap is where you lose people, so close it. And these aren't nice to haves. This is what your clients are basing their decisions on right now. One thing this week, write down every way a new client first interacts with your business. Inquiry form, website, DM, email, phone. Now go through each one and ask, is there a human here or is there an automation pretending to be one? If the answer is mostly automated, that's where you're losing people. Not in your product, not in your pricing. Between what you set up to run without you and what your client actually needed from a real person. You don't have to tear it all down. You just have to know where you need to be there yourself and actually be there. If you're thinking, yeah, I'm fine, I haven't had any complaints, think again. 31% of Australians say nothing after a bad experience. They don't complain. They don't ask for a refund. They just leave. But here's the other side of it. 72% of Australians are more likely to buy from a small business than a large corporation. That preference already exists before you've done anything. Your clients already want to choose you over a corporate. And 41% of bad AI experiences lead Australian consumers to quietly cut their spending with that business. Not complain, not ask for a refund, just spend less. 72% of Australians already want to buy from you. The only way to lose that is to automate the part of you they were actually choosing. If you've been watching this and mentally going through your own business, the AI Task Audit Quiz is the next step. 15 questions built around how service businesses actually work. At the end of it, it tells you exactly which task to hand off and which to keep. It takes about 3 minutes. It's free. Links in the description. And if you haven't watched this one yet, watch it next. Your future self can thank me later.